I Am Isiah is a not-for-profit organization. Mr. Johnson lost his son, Isiah Johnson, at the age of 22 to suicide.
He decided to go out into the community and teach people about suicide and depression so that this doesn't happen to other families. And it's a very important thing in my life, so I decided to get on board.
Others, like ourselves, needed to know that there was someone that cared enough to go out in the community and talk about suicide, because it's so taboo and there's a stigma placed on suicide.
When I was 12, my grandfather died of suicide, and it has affected my whole entire life.
There's so many people that need help in coping with suicide and the loss of a loved one through depression or other related mental illnesses, diagnosed or undiagnosed. But there's not people that's receptive to listening or hearing what they have to say.
Our main goal is to get out into the community and teach people about depression and suicide. So one of the ways that we do that is by going out to a lot of community events, table events. We've done like little festivals and stuff like that, like the Joseph Ave Fest that they do. And we go there and we set up tables and we go into the community and we teach people about depression and suicide. We also encourage parents to talk to their kids, because that is a big issue. We as parents, we have certain things that that are ingrained in us to teach our children. We teach our children about safe sex. We teach our kids about, not doing drugs. We teach our kids not to smoke. But how many parents actually sit down and talk to their kids about depression and mental illness? How many parents actually talk to their kids about suicide and suicidal thoughts? I don't even, and it's a part of my life. Like, until I joined I Am Isiah, it never really occurred to me that that's something I should be talking to my children about.
I think it'll be helpful for them, because then they won't turn to suicide. They'll turn to going and getting help and stuff.
We're losing our young people, our young adults, at an alarming number here in Rochester and across the states.
But kids go through, especially teenagers. Suicide is the second leading cause of death for teens in the U.S. for ages between 15 and 24. Second leading cause of death. It kills more kids than cancer and the flu and pneumonia, and you name it. It kills more kids than all of those combined.
What we would like to do at I Am Isiah is be able to educate the children, the youth, but we would like to do that within the schools. So we are looking to be able to get trained ourselves so that we won't be a third party to others waiting on someone to come in and actually teach the class to us. But we would like to be trained ourselves so that we can go into the city schools, in the suburban schools, the charter schools, and actually be on their health curriculum.
It's big. We need to talk to our children. They go through a lot of stress. They go through, they fail tests and they have breakups with boyfriends and girlfriends, and they get in fights with their friends, and they get yelled at by teachers. They even struggle with in your home life, arguments with parents, whatever, and kids become suicidal very quickly. So as parents, we need to know to get out to talk to our children about that.
We started off as an initiative, and we have grown into a much needed and blossomed into a much needed resource in the community, but the funds are not there and they're not available.
Every penny that we get, we have to raise ourselves. So all of us we have to raise enough money for all of us on the committee to be trained so that we can put this presentation together and get into these schools.